Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 coming at you with another video. And today's video I finished another game, that game being Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I played the Switch version of the game, which was actually really good. I know this has like significantly downgraded graphics, but I think longer load times. But honestly, all in all, I think this was a very good game to play on the Switch. I think having it portably too was really good. And it's probably one of the reasons why I was able to finish this. Because if you follow my channel any amount of time, you know I am terrible at not finishing video games, and especially really long video games. So this one took me about 40 hours to complete. I just did the main story, and I have all the DLCs for this one too. I'll probably play those some other time. And there's still some like plastic on here. It's gross. Whoops. Okay. So anyway, I finished it. It was super good. I really did enjoy this game. And it's kind of funny because at first, when I first played this game, I really didn't like it. I really didn't get into it. It wasn't until like I fought Nappa and Vegeta, then I started really getting into the game, getting used to like the kind of combat. And yeah, so I think first impressions of this game weren't that great. But once the game starts going and it starts like opening up more, it does get a lot better. So yeah, and again, this took me 40 hours to beat. But basically what I did was for the past like month, when I got home from like work and the gym and I had like an hour to myself, I just dedicated that hour to playing this game and just kind of hammered through it, and I finally finished it. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And one of the thing about Kakarot is I feel it's like a more realized Legacy of Goku games. Maybe not the first one. The first Legacy of Goku game sucks, but Legacy of Goku 2 and Boo's Fury are excellent games that I played a shit ton when I was a kid. It was so cool having like like the actual story of Dragon Ball Z on like the Game Boy Advance, and just being able to play through it and have it like an action RPG like Kakarot is. It feels like a more realized game. And now that I think about it, if I played Dragon Ball Z Kakarot when I was a kid, it might be my favorite game of all time. If I played it when I was younger, like back when I was like in middle school, super big into Dragon Ball Z, watching it every Saturday on Toonami. I think if Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out then, I would have fucking flipped out. It would have been my favorite game of all time. But now that I'm a little bit older, don't get me wrong, I'm still a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. But I think just being older and being more of an adult, I don't get as excited anymore as I did when I was a kid. So, but again, if I played this game when I was younger, I would have fucking loved it. I know I would have loved it. But yeah, pretty much it's just like an action RPG. The coolest part about the game is being able to fly around the world of Dragon Ball Z. There's a ton of that. So basically, there's these big kind of zones where it's not like completely open world. You kind of pick a location and they drop you into this big map, and you have full free flying around. And you do like side quests, main story quests. They all involve like you fighting somebody. And that kind of leads me into my biggest gripe with the game is the combat. Now, I don't think the combat is bad. I think a good word for it is serviceable. I'm not like super thrilled of the combat, but it's not bad where I didn't like it. It's good enough to be like, yeah, it's okay. Basically the way it plays is like a watered down version of the Xenoverse games, more specifically Xenoverse 2. They just kind of like simplified, watered down those controls, and that's pretty much how this game plays. So if you play the Xenoverse games, you'd probably feel pretty comfortable playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. In a perfect world, what I think that would make this game a perfect game is if you were to able to replace the combat of this game, get rid of like the watered down Xenoverse, and just put like Budokai 3 combat in. This would have been the greatest game of all time. Yeah, again, the combat's not bad. It's very simple. It's kind of button mashy. Don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of nuance to it, and you do get like special moves like the Kamehameha, rock, paper, scissors, special beam cannon. So again, it's not like super simplified, but it's so simple that you can't really play better, because there's some optional stuff that you can do early on that you are just not leveled for. So basically, if you be at like a level 10 and they have like this level 40 enemy just hanging out on the world map, that's like an optional boss. And if you go to try to fight him at level 10, you are going to die in one hit because your numbers just aren't big enough. And it's not like a thing where you could just play really good and be a level 10 to beat level 40. The combat's not that good where you could just play better. You definitely need the bigger numbers. But all in all, I think it recaps the story of Dragon Ball Z really well, honestly. I think this would be a good substitute instead of watching the anime, just to play this game, because it does justice to all like the big moments, like the Spirit Bomb, when Goku threw the Spirit Bomb at Frieza, and Kid Buu, the Cell games, and especially the Buu saga had a lot of good cutscenes with one of my favorite being Vegito versus Super Buu. That cutscene's so fucking cool. But all in all, I think it's a very solid game, really good action RPG, and the side quests are fun. They at least try to do a lot of it's just like either doing like a fetch quest, or you do something that ends up in you fighting a robot or someone, and that's pretty much how all the side quests go. But they're not too long, they're not too difficult. And I think they're alright, and a lot of them have like these little stories that are kind of endearing. You do see a lot of characters throughout Dragon Ball. Like, they use Launch a lot. Like, she's like a forgotten Dragon Ball character, but she's in the game a lot. You got fortune teller Baba, Baba, and she comes up in the game a lot. So I think that's cool. You got Android 3, I think his name is. Or no, 8er. You got Android 8. Showing up too. These are all characters from mainly like the original Dragon Ball, and they show up in the game, which is really cool. And they're usually like side quest type characters. So the side quests are good. They at least try to write like a little bit of a story to it. I do appreciate that. But one thing I do find funny about the game, even though it's called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, it should be called Dragon Ball Z Gohan, because you pretty much play Gohan the entire game. And I didn't think about it until I actually played the game, but yeah, Gohan's pretty much the main character in Dragon Ball Z. The story focuses a lot on just Gohan, because Goku is usually either like incapacitated or like away training, and it's all the other characters kind of like holding off until Goku can get there. That's very much how the Namek saga is. That's how the Saiyan saga is. And then after like Goku dies in the Cell saga, like the first half of the Buu saga is pretty much all Gohan. And yeah, you play as Gohan for the majority of the game. So again, it really should have been called Dragon Ball Z Gohan. But yeah, I just found that funny. And again, playing the game, it made me realize like, wow, yeah, Gohan pretty much is the main character. It's insane. And honestly, by the time I finished the game, Gohan was a higher level than Goku by the end of it, because you just play as Gohan so much more. And the last thing I want to talk about, I know I did say before I didn't play in the DLC. That was kind of a lie. I did play the Battle of the Gods DLC, which if you get the Switch version, it comes bundled in. So I got, or it's actually called A New Power Awakens. And basically what they do is they take the kind of the events of like Battle of Gods, the Dragon Ball Super movie, and they don't even try to retell it. They do this cool thing where, like, Whis picks Goku and Vegeta up, like, early, and then starts, like, training them. And what's cool about this is, like, you use that DLC story pack to massively level up your characters. Basically, you just train with Whis, and after you beat Whis, you get this item called, like, Sacred Water, and then you get, like, Super Sacred Water, Mega Sacred Water, like, Super Mega Ultra Sacred Water. And basically what it is it's an item that gives you free EXP. You just take it, and your character just gets EXP, and you can just grind it out, and then you could just level up your character. So, again, I got to that part with, like, Goku, and my Goku was level 70, and playing it for, like, about maybe, like, an hour and a half, I went from level 70 to, like, 120. And it's just a, like, way to grind, like, just level grind. And I really like it, and I like the context of it, too, because it's basically, like, Goku and Vegeta are training with Whis and getting more powerful, and it's, like, basically, like, Whis is such a good, like, teacher and his training is so efficient, you, like, just EXP farm your way to, like, insane levels. So that's really cool, and you could actually do it at any point. And you could actually even unlock your transformations early. Like, you can unlock Kaioken, Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, and even Super Saiyan God early if you do that training before. They even warn you when you start the DLC to finish the base game, because it would fuck up the balancing if you just go do that right away and then level up to, like, level 100 and then go back to do the story. You would be beating every enemy you fight in one hit. So, yeah, I found that kind of funny. But I do enjoy that they put it in there. I always enjoy an easy way to level grind. I think more games should do that. Just to give the player an option, so they're not spending hundreds of hours just fucking grinding. So that's the one thing I appreciated. And other than that, that's pretty much my thoughts on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Extremely good game. I'm happy I played it. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time before I jump into the DLC, maybe play some other games first. But I definitely am going to jump back and do all the DLCs and all that stuff, and I look forward to doing that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Those are my thoughts on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It is a very good game. If you haven't played it, I definitely recommend checking it out. It usually goes on sale a lot, too, so you could probably get it super cheap. Other than that, guys, I'm Shin0525. Thank you so much for watching the video, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. That really does help me out. Other than that, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.